Now, with MPT's HBCU week approaching, we are joined by Dr. Anthony Jenkins, the president of Coppin State University. President Jenkins, great to have you back on MPT.
Thank you, Jeff. It's a pleasure to be with you.
We have lots to talk about, but I want to focus in for a minute on some of the important work that you do training the next generation of educators and health professionals. We had a local school superintendent tell us recently they're all having trouble hiring teachers, hiring enough teachers for this school year. And he pointed out that Maryland doesn't train. We have a great system of higher education, but we don't train enough educators. Coppin is one of the schools fighting that trend.
You know, it is. And based on what you just shared, we've been having conversations here on our campus about how we can lean in more here at Coppin and do our part. We know how important educators are. And as you noted, we have a rich storied history here at Coppin of training teachers. In fact, if you walk into any school in Baltimore or across the great state of Maryland, you are highly likely to run into someone who graduated from Coppin, who is either in the classroom or in a leadership role within that school. And so we are very pleased about that. But we also know that we are in a point in our society where I won't yet call it a crisis, but there's great concern about so many teachers who are leaving that important profession or not being able to fill that pipeline for those who are walking away, who are retiring or changing careers. But here at Coppin, we are doubling down on our efforts to continue educating teachers. We will be creating a Center for Inclusive Excellence, which will be focused on how we get more teachers into that educational pipeline, and especially teachers of color. When you look across our state and even here in the city of Baltimore, African-American teachers and teachers of color make up a very small percentage, and male teachers of color make up about 2% of all of our teachers. And so we want to do more, and we are creating a pathway for young people and adult learners or someone who wants to change their career to come through Coppin and get them into the classroom. And Jeff, here's one of the interesting pieces is that we are going to make sure that finances are not a reason that someone cannot come to Coppin and get a degree in teaching and go help change the world. We are going to be using scholarships and tuition discounts to move students through that process at basically zero cost.
Talk a little, if you would, about the importance of Coppin in Baltimore City. Think about the neighborhood on North Avenue and the anchor that Coppin has long been there. How do you see that relationship?
We are very proud to be in West Baltimore. And, Coppin is one of the designated anchor institutions, and we take that very seriously. We see ourselves as leading the way in how urban anchor universities engage with its communities. For example, Coppin State University is the only Maryland HBCU with a community health center. We partner with local community organizations, and we basically provide, in some cases, the primary health care and wellness for so many residents in Baltimore. And we believe that is important. And so that, coupled with looking at how we also use our Bishop L. Robinson Institute, which focuses on community policing, criminal justice, social justice, we have a comprehensive approach here at Coppin that you won't find at any other HBCU in the state of Maryland that focuses on transitioning and leveling up the community that we're a part of.
You started there, correct me if I'm wrong, right as the pandemic got started. So, dropped right into high seas and all sorts of difficulties there. Do you think in terms of your institution, other HBCUs, other colleges, are we hoping to have a more normal school year coming up?
Yeah, I'll tell you, my hope is yes. And I think that for many HBCUs, as for many across the landscape of higher education, I think this last year was as close to normal as we've seen over the last 2 years of this pandemic. And I think moving forward, that institutions are really ready and students are ready, as well as faculty and staff, to get back to some sense of normalcy. But just as we do that, then here's this other talk about monkeypox and all of these things that we at institutions have to have conversations about. But I'll tell you, here at Coppin, we have been extremely vigilant with how we have safeguarded our campus in this entire pandemic mode. I am proud at how my students, my faculty, and staff responded, how they took it seriously, and how we were able to keep our numbers of those who were impacted by the pandemic to an incredible low, far below what the city of Baltimore numbers were, what the state of Maryland, and nationally. So we feel pretty good that this coming semester, we are opening that door just a little more, and there's going to be a greater sense of normalcy on our campus with student life, academics, all of those wonderful things that are a part of the college experience.
Coppin's college experience dates back 122 years, I believe. What's on the horizon?
Listen, we have had, like I said, a very rich story history. Very proud of who Coppin is and where we've been, and as we pivot and we reimagine Coppin moving forward, we want to look at a couple of things. We are developing our 5-year strategic plan, which is going to guide us, which is going to craft a pathway for us moving forward. We are going to commit ourselves to greater access and opportunity. We are seeing more individuals who are attracted to Coppin for our academic programs. We're also going to be expanding our academic programs and our academic footprint. And so very excited about moving into the online space this coming fall. We will have 3 fully online degree programs that we'll be offering. One is in early childhood education. The other is a bachelor's in business management information. And so we are excited to look at those opportunities of expanding access and opportunities for so many folks. And we're also very excited about the new construction that's going on here on campus. We are building a $54 million College of Business. We'll be building new residential facilities. And we're also going to look at how we broaden our footprint domestically and internationally. So a lot of exciting things going on over the next several years here at Coppin.